Hey, so it's Kiki and this is 5 rants about the world. This video is based on the things that I hate about the world. I already know there will be so many issues when I'm trying to edit this video and cut it down because I can go on about these things for ages, so I'm sorry about this. It's actually snowing outside right now, which is really distracting me, so I'm sorry if my attention is otherwise occupied. I think my dad actually is really fed up with me asking him so many questions because I ask him all these unanswerable ones all the time, literally like every day. Whoops, sorry Dad. Anyway, before I talk about any of that, I just want to say that I've uploaded another video which is an update video, and I really think you should check it out, especially if you're wondering why there's been such a long break from making these videos, and I hope it explains everything. Okay, so the first one is war. I hate it how there are all these murders happening and there's so much torturing and abusing and just all these horrible things going on in the world. I hate that we can't just all live in peace and harmony, and I know that's not possible with the way we live, but I just wish it was. I just don't think it's fair that some adults and children, because of the leader that they believe in, they're being tortured or abused, and it makes me so sad. And sometimes I've even cried about it before, and it makes me shiver just talking about it because it's such a horrible thing. The problem is we all see these adverts on the TV about it and about charities trying to raise money and trying to, even just programs trying to teach us more about wars and other suffering in the world, and yet we might cry or we might feel for them when we're watching them, but we don't do anything. I know some people do give to charities and they do a lot of work with that, and I think that's amazing, but I know personally I should do more, and in the future I hope to. The second is the fact that money is so important. Anyone can say that money isn't everything, but the truth is it helps a lot in life. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish that everyone had food and shelter. I hate that there's so much pain in the world, and I think that's what most of these points are going to cover, sadly, so I'm sorry if this is a really upsetting video, but I hope that you guys can relate to it. So the third thing is that appearance matters. I would love to say that appearance doesn't matter in anything, but it does. It always has, and I think it always will. Now, I'm talking about facial appearance and size in particular. There's so much pressure to be thin, and I think that's why nowadays there are so many people with eating disorders and suffering from the effects of them. I just hate it how all these models in posters and magazines are all super skinny, and there's just so much pressure to be thin, and that's the only way they can get into the modelling business, or the easiest way into it. And I hate that it's like that. It shouldn't be like that. You should feel beautiful no matter what skin colour you are, no matter what colour eyes you've got, no matter what your size is. You should just feel beautiful because you're you, and that's amazing. I think everyone is beautiful. Girls, you're all beautiful. You are all princesses. If you've ever watched the film Little Princess, it was one of my favourite films as a child, and I think it still is. We are all princesses, and that's how you should go about living your life because it makes you feel special, and it's true. Now, I have a Tumblr blog that I'd love you to follow me on. It's on my main YouTube page on one of the link bits. I also have another Tumblr blog that I've had for a couple of years now, I think. That one's a personal one, so I don't share it with YouTube and my friends at school. They don't know it's just a personal one for me. And I've managed to get quite a few followers on there now, which is quite a surprise, way more than my subscribers on here or anything. But yeah, it's amazing. But the thing that makes me really sad is I've seen so many people who are often so upset with themselves and they don't think they're good enough. And some people have even said they're nothing, and I feel like that's horrible. And I try to make friends with as many people as I can. I still feel like we could all make a change. We could all make people feel like they're beautiful. And so that's what I'd like. If I could ask you to do one thing today, I'd like you to go up to someone. It doesn't matter if it's your friend, your best friend, your mum, your sister, your dad even, or your brother, or just a random person you meet on the street, and I just want you to tell them you're beautiful, or if it's a guy you might want to say you're handsome or something, I don't know what you want to say, and say you are wanted and you're special. And I really think it might make them smile or brighten up their day, and they will remember it for a very long time. Okay, so the reason I'm saying half of this is because I was a chubby child. I wasn't until I was in about year 6, I think, and then I got really ill. This was when I was, in case you're not from England and you don't understand what year 6 is, that was when I was about 11 years old. I got really ill for a few months, and so I was just lying in bed every day. I was still eating because it wasn't a sickness thing, and that meant I put on a lot of weight because I wasn't doing any exercise, and so yeah, I got a little bit chubby. And I've obviously, well, I've got rid of most of it now, but over time I was just doing exercise and stuff, so obviously it went. But yeah, I did go through a phase of being really chubby, and I look back on it as it was cute, but I remember at the time hating the fact that I was so much bigger than everyone else. And last year I used to look back on the photos of me as a child and think, ugh, that's disgusting. And that's a really horrible thing to think about yourself, and no one should be thinking that when they look at the photo of themselves. I still think I look okay, no matter what size I am. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that you're not alone if you're feeling alone in any way about this situation, and I was chubby once. Fourth thing is how society deals with depression. This is a big issue. What makes me really angry is the fact that some people can feel so depressed and down and no one notices, or if they do notice, this is the worst thing, they don't do anything about it. If you notice someone is feeling sad, you should go up to them and try and help, because you never know, it could be you in that situation one day, and you could brighten up their day and make them feel so special, and that should be enough for you. That should make you want to do it. I also hate it how some people cannot care even though they know it's going on, and then one day, sadly, some people do commit suicide, and it irritates me how people can say, oh, it's so sad, it's such a shame that that person killed themselves, blah blah blah, when they didn't care about them before. Another thing that's related to this is some people attempt suicide, and sadly people can actually be bullied after attempting suicide and it failing, basically. People can say that they were attention seeking. That is the worst thing. Okay, so I have some friends on Tumblr who have been suffering with depression and things, and they have other friends, and one of my friends' friend committed suicide about half a year ago now, and really got to me because even though I was never friends with him, I heard the story through my friend, and was he was bullied on Tumblr. Loads of people wrote anonymously to him all this hate, and it was horrible. And they had also kept referring to him as an attention seeker because he had attempted suicide and failed, and they thought he was just seeking attention. Well, the third time he tried, he succeeded, and now, well, I'd like to think of him as an angel, because I like to think of anyone who's died as an angel, and especially him, because I feel so sorry for him, and he would have put up such a struggle, and I really hope he gets to rest now, because he deserves it. It really annoys me how people can send hate about things like that, and how they just don't understand that those people have gone through such a lot of stress and worry, and they deserve hugs, not punches. So there's just one last thing, the fifth thing, which I've kind of already covered, but that's bullying. Now, I just don't understand why people do it. I don't understand what they get out of it. I don't understand how it can make them happy. I don't understand how they can't feel for that other person that they're hurting. I just don't understand it, and it makes me angry. Another thing about bullying is I just want to be there for anyone who's watching this who has been bullied, and I just want to say that it does get better and they will stop. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do anything about it. Personally, in my opinion, you should go to someone, you should talk to someone, whether that's your parents or a friend of the family, or your brothers and sisters, or a best friend, or someone you hardly know, or even someone on a social networking site that your friends, I don't know where I'm going with this. You should talk to someone. You could even talk to me in my message section inbox thing, or on Tumblr, because I will be there for you. I know that it's a horrible thing, and I've been friends with a lot of people who have been bullied, and it's horrible. It's horrible that people would ever do that to someone. Now, I just want to say a few things for people who are being bullied. The first thing is, the reason you're getting bullied is not because of whatever that thing is. Some people are being bullied for being overweight, or for being unattractive apparently, or for being short, I know that one, or for being anything they can find. They can find anything. I had a friend who was bullied for not having a shower every day. You can just be bullied for anything, and I think that is horrible. Just know that the reason people bully is not anything to do with you. It's because they have insecurities, or they have something that's going on in their own life that's really bad. Now, that is no excuse to bully, but sadly that's the way things have been going, and I really think we should all put a stop to bullying somehow, but I'm not sure how, but hopefully we'll come up with a way one day. But just don't feel alone, okay? And I'm always here for you. Okay, I also found a really great video for people who have been bullied, and I really think you should check it out. I will put the link below because it is amazing, and even though it was really long, when I clicked on it I thought, oh, it's so long, I'm not going to be bothered to watch it. Started watching it and it was amazing. It was recommended by someone on Tumblr when I wasn't feeling so great, and it's really cheered me up, and every time I watch it I just end up literally drowned in tears, but I don't feel so alone, and that's a great thing. It's a great thing to feel so much warmth and support from other people. Now, I hope that video made you smile. If it did, please press the like button down below. Thank you so much for watching. I make new videos every weekend, so subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter to receive regular updates on my upcoming videos and just understand a bit more about why I'm so weird. Actually, you probably won't ever understand that, sorry. I love you all. Bye. Yeah. Especially if you're wondering why I've taken so long to be. I'm not going to say any of that. I don't do it. I like snowflakes. In the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job when you're in town later on. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Walking in, oh, it stopped snowing. I miss the snow. Miss the snow. I don't know why I'm singing like this. I feel like I should let it be. I don't know why I keep going. I'm so weird. My shoulders hurt. I don't know if you can see, but I've got plaster because I hurt myself. Don't ask how I hurt myself on my shoulder because it was a weird place. It looks a little bit like a vampire bite. Maybe it has to be a bit higher up for a vampire bite, but I don't know why I'm talking about this. Blam, blam.